I'm finally back and settled into the house, and I'm back filming in this bathroom. Yes, the same bathroom with the toilet in the middle of the room. It is what it is. In 2021, I really struggled with my skin. 50% of the time, I knew what the reason was. Generally, I was testing too many products. I tried an exfoliant that was too strong, and it threw off my moisture barrier, and the rest was history. But the other 50% of the time, I had no idea what was going on. And you'll see that reflected in my skincare picks for last year, because all of these products are very soothing, very calming. Just a little backstory on how that all got started. 2021 was the year where I got on a lot of PR lists for skincare companies, even though I really don't review a lot of skincare. What ended up happening is they started sending me like several boxes a month. And as someone with sensitive skin, I just cannot test a lot of products. Companies like Dermatology and Replenix and Paula's Choice and all these amazing brands were sending me like very strong chemical exfoliants, retinols, vitamin C serums. I can't even use most of those products. So my skincare collection in 2021 actually grew way bigger and more out of control than I wanted. And so I've actually asked all of the companies to take me off their PR list. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you. Like, it is a super privileged position to get free products, and I totally recognize that. But my skin is so sensitive that I just could not use the majority of products. And that just doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help the brand because I'm not giving them reviews. It doesn't help me because it's hurting my skin. And it creates a lot of waste from all of these boxes. Plus, I spent a lot of time having to find new homes for the products, whether I was constantly mailing products to friends, giving them to a local women's shelter, trying to find friends and family. It just got to be way too much. So my 2022 skincare routine is going to be all about minimizing everything down to a few items that I know are super effective. But for 2021, I did try a lot of new things that I fell in love with, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I've spent hours putting together helpful information about all of these products, prices, key ingredients, claims, and I'll talk about my experiences with each one. And of course, if you make a purchase from my recommendation, I would love if you click the affiliate links in the description box below. I never push those, I never talk about them, but if you click the link and make a purchase, I get a tiny commission from it, and it really does help my channel. So thank you in advance if you do that. Let's get into the video. I'm gonna go in order of my routine. So first up is a cleansing balm. Pharmacy, this is the Very Cherry cleansing balm, but they also have the Green Clean cleansing balm. They come out with multiple flavors throughout the year usually, and I just love the texture of this. It's $34 for 3.4 ounces, and it's pretty much just a sorbet texture. And what that means is that it's that kind of texture where you break the seal, and it just emulsifies into such a thin layer of a cleansing balm, but it breaks everything down. The Pharmacy cleansing balms are pretty heavily scented, but I love the scents. They never irritate my skin. They don't burn my eyes. They're so effective at removing makeup and sunscreen. I just always have to have a tub of this on hand. Okay, I'm cheating on this one. This is the Wander Beauty cleansing balm, the Bon Voyage cleansing balm. Technically, this launched in January, but I was testing it throughout the entire month of December, and as you can see, I loved it. I'm almost out of it. This is 3.38 ounces. It's also $34. And it's a cleansing balm in a squeezy tube with a flip cap. And for that reason, it took over my Paula's Choice cleansing balm as my favorite one in a squeezy tube. This one has a much more kind of thick, I'll just show you on the back of my hand, thick and luxurious texture. The Pharmacy was like a sorbet, kind of like super thin texture. This one is thick and moisturizing and soothing. Doesn't sting my eyes, doesn't leave a film, rinses off clean, destroys makeup and sunscreen, feels pretty moisturizing and nourishing. But heads up, this one does have a little bit of a scent of, it smells to me, honestly, like bananas. But on the packaging, it says it's apple and pear extract, but it smells like bananas to me. So if you don't like bananas, maybe skip this one. But I think it's amazing. And I think that they finally listened to consumers and put a cleansing balm in a squeezy tube with a flip cap, because I didn't like the Inkey List one. It was like gritty and left a film on my face. So this one is the one. Moving into a second cleanse. I'm not going to talk about all my tried and true favorites, which are over here in my shower. I just have a ton of CeraVe cleansers. It's the same thing every year. The foaming facial wash, I love. But in terms of standout products that really are effective, this is the Replenix Glycol 5-2 Deep Pore Cleanser. It has green tea, which is an antioxidant. It's also supposed to help calm the skin. But most importantly, it has 5% glycolic acid and 2% salicylic acid. So it's an AHA, BHA blend. Like I said, 2021 just wrecked my skin, and like half the time I had such a compromised barrier. So the only way I was able to get a little bit of exfoliation without making my skin feel super sensitive again was with this cleanser. And this is strong as hell. I leave it on for like 30 seconds to a minute if I can tolerate that, and then I wash it right off. And this is basically what my exfoliating product was for the entire year. I like it because it comes in this huge bottle. It's 6.7 fluid ounces. It is $30, and I like to use it. I'll put it on my shoulders, my chest, my arms, under my armpits, because chemical exfoliants help kill bacteria. So this really is a multifunctional product for me. And when my skin is sensitive, but I need a little bit of exfoliation, this is definitely a go-to, and I love having this in my shower. The next step in my routine would be a toner, and you don't have to think of a toner or a mist as a necessary step, but if your skin's a little bit damp before you put your skincare on, then your skincare products will absorb better into the skin. So you could just leave your skin kind of damp when you get out of the shower. I just prefer to have something that's a little bit more multifunctional. The Laneige Cream Skin Toner and the Cream Skin Mist, which I'm out of, are products I have repurchased several times per year. I run through both of them multiple times. This is $33, and it's essentially a liquid moisturizer. It just feels like a lovely experience. I just open the cap, I put a few drops in my hand, and I pat it all over my face, and it's just a luxurious, milky, wonderful feeling toner that I can't live without. So the website says this is a liquid moisturizer that has amino acids to help strengthen, moisturize, and soothe the skin, and I definitely agree with that. Another toner that is not new is the Paula's Choice Advanced Replenishing Toner. This one is $25, and it's a softening toner that replenishes essential nutrients, fatty acids, and hyaluronic acid to visibly plump and soothe skin. Hyaluronic acid helps to retain lasting hydration, reduces the look of fine lines and wrinkles. It also has linoleic acid to visibly diminish dullness and support skin resilience. And it has evening primrose oil, which is an antioxidant-rich, non-fragrant plant oil that rapidly replenishes moisturizer. So I prefer to use this one in the morning because the Laneige one is like definitely more of like a liquid moisturizer. But for me, this just adds a little bit of that plumpness, a little bit of hydration, a little bit of that moisturization. And so it's my go-to for the morning. Next, I would move into the serum stage of my routine. And you can do it in whatever order you want, but I always do my serums from order of thinnest to thickest. And for me, the thinner ones are usually my hydrating serums, and the thinnest is definitely the InBeauty Slushy Serum Moisturizer Crush. The website says this is a plant-derived retinol alternative that visibly refines pores and uneven texture, smooths fine lines, and calms breakouts. So it has hyaluronic acid, we all know is a hydrator that plumps the skin, holds 1,000 times its weight in water. It also has yuzu, which is high in vitamin C and antioxidants, which brightens and protects the appearance of skin. And it has bakuchiol, which is supposed to be a plant-based alternative to retinol. It's definitely not the same in terms of the studies and the effects, but I do like that this is a sort of multifunctional serum beyond just adding some hydration. And this has a unique place in my skincare routine. First of all, look at the texture. It literally looks like a slushie. And when it's on my skin, you can see it starts melting, and eventually it'll just start sliding down my hand. If you are someone who lives in a humid climate and you want some hydration, but something that you are not even gonna feel, look no further than the slushie. It literally feels like I just put water on, like that's it. But instead, it is just a packed serum. Feels like absolutely nothing. So if you're someone who hates hydrating serums that are really sticky or really heavy, this is the most lightweight that you will ever find. You can barely feel it on the skin. It smells like citrus, maybe grapefruit. And so I was very hesitant to test this out, but I've gone through like 4 bottles at this point and it's never irritated my skin. But I know that citrus oils can sometimes irritate me. This one doesn't for some reason, but just a heads up on that. A hydrating serum that is the complete opposite to the InBeauty one is the Replenix Hyaluronic Acid Hydration Serum. I'll be real with you, the only reason I tried this was because they sent this to me in PR and I'm in love with it, but I wouldn't have purchased it otherwise because it's $88. So this has both short chain and long chain molecules for maximum penetration and absorption. It has a peptide called palmitoyl tripeptide 28, which is a highly advanced peptide that supports healthy collagen production, improves elasticity and firmness of the skin. And it also has a proprietary blue copper complex, which helps moisturize and condition the skin while reducing excess oil, and it's naturally blue in color. This is the hydrating serum I use when my skin needs serious hydration. It is thick, it is sticky, and that's a great thing for when your skin is really dehydrated. And I notice that my skin's dehydrated if it's just not like bouncing back. If the lines on my forehead are looking a little bit deeper than usual, that's when I know that I'm dehydrated. And it is that blue color. Look how thick this is. It's almost like the texture of like jelly. Not only is this a powerhouse for hydration, but it's also got those peptides, so it's great for anti-aging. And at this point, I'll take whatever help I can get. The next category is calming serums, and I narrowed it down to my two favorites. The first one, without a doubt, is the Dew Skin Deliverance Trinity Serum. Now, this is expensive for a calming serum. It's $69, which is why it took me a really long time to buy this, because I just couldn't understand why it was so expensive. The website says this addresses 3 primary skin concerns: irritation, the appearance of fine lines, and uneven skin tone. Our clinically studied hemp complex soothes irritation. Water lily extract further calms the skin. A blend of clinically studied peptides target the appearance of firmness and expression lines. Antioxidant-rich ingredients like white tea protect the skin. And finally, niacinamide evens tone and texture. Yeah, I should have listened to my friends sooner. This is incredible. Everybody I know raves about this. I have not seen one person dislike this product. I know for a fact this is going to be one of my standouts of 2022 because I only bought it in November, so I've only been using it for a couple months, but this is fucking phenomenal. So when I pump it on the back of my hand, I don't even want to waste this because I love it so much. It is like this fluffy, beautiful, lightweight serum. It becomes almost velvety on the skin. I don't know how to describe it. It becomes almost silky is how I would describe it. That's it. It's like silky, and so it just feels good when you put it on. I have used so many calming serums and so many niacinamide serums before, but this is the first one that really will cut down on the amount of time that my skin is sensitized if I've over exfoliated or something like that. And I really do think it's because of their clinically studied hemp complex. All the other ingredients here I've used before and they work, but Dew Skin spent a lot of time and money on researching the specific CBD component of this to calm the skin. And, I was skeptical at first. I've never had any good experiences necessarily with topical CBD or hemp products. This is completely different. But I love that it's not just a calming serum. The fact that they also included peptides for anti-aging, and they included niacinamide, obviously, which is a total powerhouse ingredient to help with brightening, uneven tone, texture. It's an antioxidant. This is just such a perfect product. I wish this came in a jumbo size. I would use this morning and night, but instead I do swap it out with the Inky List niacinamide serum because I'm running through this extremely fast and I've only had it for 2.5 months. So in the morning, I'll use the Inky List niacinamide serum, which is only $6.99, and you can get it at Sephora. And I love this one too. It's really good. So it has 10% niacinamide, which helps control excess oil and works to reduce blemishes and tackle redness. It has multimolecular hyaluronic acid, 1%, helps to hydrate and plump skin by acting as a moisture-binding ingredient for maximum hydration. And it has glycerin, squalane, allantoin, and panthenol. The last 2 ingredients are skin soothers as well. So I love to use this when I'm traveling because it comes in a tiny bottle. And compared to the Dew Skin, this is a little bit thicker and a little fluffier. It's not quite as thin and silky, definitely a little bit more tackiness to it, which I don't mind at all. So if you want to try niacinamide and you don't know where to start with this. It's so cheap. And what's interesting is it has 10% niacinamide, but it doesn't irritate me at all. I've had serious issues with the Paula's Choice niacinamide serum. I think the one in the white and green bottle is 10%, and that gave me a serious rash when I used it. Niacinamide in high concentrations can be extremely irritating for some people, and that's how it is for me. But those 2 serums are absolute perfection, and I can't live without them. Next, let's talk about antioxidant serums, and those are serums that I use in the morning. The one that really blew my mind this year was the Wander Beauty Sightseer Vitamin C Concentrate Serum. This is $42. It brightens, stimulates collagen production, and it has antioxidants to protect the skin from environmental stressors with vitamin C. It hydrates and maintains a healthy moisture barrier with plant-derived squalane, plumps the appearance of skin with 7 hyaluronic acid complex, brightens, balances oil production, and evens out skin texture with niacinamide, soothes skin with antioxidants, vitamin E, and kakadu plum extract. I'll use this like right before I put on my moisturizer since it's the thickest weight and it's more of a cream than a serum. It's definitely the step I use right before the moisturizer. And it is a nice, lightweight, thin cream that kind of thins out to a serum. And it just has all of those multifunctional benefits. The reason I can use this is because it has a derivative of vitamin C. I have to be extremely careful with vitamin C. Vitamin C is the one ingredient that is quickest to irritate my skin. So I can't really use actual like L-ascorbic acid serums, but derivatives are okay for me. They don't have the same studies. They don't seem to have the same benefit in terms of quite the amount of collagen production and quite the amount of brightening benefits that a classic L-ascorbic acid serum has. A lot of vitamin C derivatives I just feel like don't do anything, but this one I feel like when I use it consistently my skin does look better. I do still have to be careful. If my skin is already sensitized and I put this on, it will sting. So for me, vitamin C is just a really tricky thing. Even the derivatives can kind of trigger my sensitivity. But when my skin is just normal, I can use this every single day, no problem. And it is fantastic. For $42 and all the ingredients that come in this, I'm pretty surprised. Next, we have the Replenix Power of 3 Antioxidant Cream. This is their old packaging. They have updated packaging. I've been purchasing this for so many years. It's how I first found the brand Replenix. And they're a pricey brand, depending on which retailer you go for. It retails for $76 or $98. So the reason this is awesome is it's just a boost of antioxidants. The website says it contains enough green tea extract to equal 500 cups of green tea. It says 90% polyphenol isolates is the active ingredient within the super antioxidant and helps diminish the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and pores while calming inflammation. Green tea-derived caffeine stimulates circulation as it boosts the entire formula's efficacy. This one is just an absolute must for me if you want to combat the signs of aging. Again, Replenix is just so good when it comes to effective formulas. And I like to layer this personally. I'll do the Wander Beauty and then I'll do a pump of the Replenix because in my opinion, you just can't get enough antioxidants. Next, we're moving into exfoliating serums and retinoids. This one I'm cheating a little bit because I found it at the end of the year, but I just had to include this because I don't talk about skincare a ton on my channel. And this is the Make Beauty Lactonic Synchronizing Skin Serum. It's $34. First of all, I think their packaging is super awesome. And the website says this multi-benefit milky skin serum gently exfoliates, brightens, hydrates, and plumps skin while targeting dark spots, fine lines, and wrinkles to ensure skin stays in perfect harmony. What's in this bad boy is Lactonic is formulated with ascorbyl glucoside, a highly stable form of vitamin C derivative that brightens, while vegan lactic acid made from fermented sugar exfoliates and resurfaces skin while also hydrating. It has added niacinamide and upcycled white pine that combat uneven tone and texture. Lactonic helps restore and replenish skin to help it perform at its optimal level. If you had told me earlier this year that I would find a product that is a chemical exfoliant with vitamin C, I would have told you to fuck off because those are the two things that really irritate my skin. This is not irritating at all. It is so gentle and it is silky. It just, oh, look at that. It really does feel just like silk, like a milk and silk or something. Oh my God. It makes my skin feel so soft and smooth and nice. It also has a relatively sweet smell. It said that it uses fermented sugar, so I think that's what it is. I mean, talk about a multifunctional product. This is what I'm all about in 2022. Products that do a lot at once. I've only been testing this for a few weeks and I cannot wait to continue using it. On days when I felt like my skin could handle it, I reached for the Replenix Glycolic Acid 10% Resurfacing Cream with vitamins A, C, and E. This bad boy's intense. I can barely handle this most of the time, but I love that it's just a cream that has intense exfoliation and a good amount of antioxidants. So the website says it's crystalline glycolic acid 10%, the most potent and effective medical grade form of glycolic acid. It works to effectively exfoliate and smooth skin while providing visible skin resurfacing results to improve texture and tone without irritation. The formula incorporates ultra-pure crystalline glycolic acid with a carefully adjusted pH for maximum efficacy on even the most sensitive skin types. CoQ10 is medical grade and stabilized. This highly potent form of CoQ10, which is an antioxidant, helps fight against damaging free radicals while helping to minimize the visible signs of aging. Triple antioxidant protection while protecting against damaging free radicals, keeping skin delicate moisture barrier intact. Yeah, okay. So like I said, this is $38. It's basically a glycolic acid exfoliating cream. So I use this as my moisturizer. And the reason I like this is because when I've tried other 10% glycolic acid products, and Replenic sent me a ton from their line, I couldn't use any of those. They were peels. They were super astringent and burned my face and literally left me with like red patches on my face. This one didn't do that. However, this burns like a motherfucker for 5 minutes. I will be straight up with you. I don't agree that this like suits even the most sensitive of skin types. Absolutely not. That is a bold-faced lie. This hurts a little bit. And I know that a lot of people say that like if your skin is burning, then the product is not good for you. But once I get past those first few minutes, generally I wake up the next morning and my skin is like so soft and so smooth and it looks plump. This cream is like really thick and nice and it dries down on the skin to a satin finish. So generally I'll go in with a more occlusive moisturizer on top just to kind of like make sure that everything's locked in. But because this is so intense for me, I like that it's like a moisturizer with all of the antioxidants and the chemical exfoliants because I just use this. And I'll use this like once a week if I can handle it. And I just get out of the shower, I dry my face. I don't use a toner or a mist because if your face is a little damp, whatever product is going on top of it will absorb better. I want dry skin with this so that my damp skin doesn't like amplify the intensity. So I just get out of the shower, pat my face dry, put this on. If I feel like I need a little bit more of a moisturizer, I'll go in with a richer cream on top. But if I need some good exfoliation, this will be my one-stop shop. There's only one retinoid that I use and have used for 5 years. It's the Epiduo Forte. This is a prescription retinoid from my dermatologist. It combines adapalene and benzoyl peroxide. So it's one of the retinoids that's recommended for people with acne. You know, typically at this point in my life, I only get hormonal acne. I have my period right now, so I'm getting these breakouts. It's fine. It happens to me once a month for about a week. It is what it is. It doesn't really bother me. But this has really helped keep my breakouts at bay. It is strong, but my skin really doesn't get bothered by it anymore. I've used it for so many years. And this is really what I attribute to helping to keep my fine lines and wrinkles kind of where they are. I'll be honest, none of these products give me the same results as like a skincare treatment. I did lasers this year. That gave me the most results I've seen, better than any topical product. So I can't say any product has ever reversed fine lines and wrinkles or reversed sunspots, but I do think that a lot of them keep them where they are and keep new ones from forming and keep existing ones from getting deeper or bigger. And so that's why when all these skincare companies send me retinols and retinoids and things like that, I don't open them. I just give them to friends because nothing is going to beat my Epiduo Forte from my dermatologist. Onto moisturizers, of which there are many. The first up is the In Beauty, what's this called? This is new, 10+10 moisturizer. I'm cheating again because this launched in January, but they gave it to me in advance, so I've been testing it for a while. It's the moisturizer I'm wearing on my face today, and it is a very juicy moisturizer. I just want to stare at that. In terms of the texture, if you are looking for something that feels really rich when going on, but sets down to a satin finish, this is your best bet. I know a lot of people don't like heavy moisturizers like I do. So this one goes on dewy, goes on thick, but it totally sets down. It doesn't look dewy and it doesn't feel heavy anymore. I'm wearing it on my skin today and hopefully you can tell I don't look greasy. I really don't feel it on my hand. It just kind of sets down to this silky satin finish. So if you want something that's not lightweight, but not heavy, but still adds a good amount of moisture, this one is amazing. It's $34. It has 10% vitamin C complex. It's 2 forms of stable, oil-soluble vitamin C, which are combined to visibly brighten and even skin. It also has 10% peptide complex, so it visibly firms, tightens, smooths, and reduces wrinkles for plump and bouncy looking skin. It also has ceramides and squalane that support the skin's moisture barrier by keeping hydration in and pollution out. So again, this is another multifunctional product for me. If I'm getting ready in the morning and I'm in a hurry, I don't want to put on all my antioxidant serums. I don't want to put on my anti-aging peptide serums. I can just use this. It's got the peptides, it's got the squalane, it's got ceramides to help repair my moisture barrier, and it has 10% vitamin C, which is my antioxidant and my brightener right there. So I like that I can reach for this one when I still want to feel a rich cream, but I want something that doesn't look or feel heavy on the skin. This is a win from In Beauty for me, and it's fragrance free. The next ones I've talked about so many times. This is the Beauty Pie Triple Hyaluronic Acid Deep Moisture Miracle Cream. If you have a Beauty Pie membership, I think this is only $17, but it is just the most delicious gel cream hybrid. I'm almost done with my second tub and I will repurchase this until the end of time. It is just an amazing texture. It is dewy. So if you need hydration, and you want some dew and you want to look like that glazed donut trend or glass skin, dolphin skin, whatever the fuck is current right now, this is the one that you go for. Oh my God, my skin just feels silky and hydrated and plumped. It is fantastic. So the In Beauty is like a rich cream that sets down and then feels like nothing on your skin. You do feel this on your skin because it stays dewy, but not in a way that's really heavy. So I can still use this under makeup, but it's also rich enough that I can use it at night. It's like the perfect combination of like a gel cream and a rich cream. So the Beauty Pie website says, this has nano-vectorized triple hyaluronic acid elixir with high skin affinity phospholipids for excellent penetration into the intracellular lipids and deep moisture delivery. What a sentence, Beauty Pie. It also has 4% Ideal Lift, which is a gravity-fighting super peptide that prevents visible sagging and aging and decreases the visible effects of gravity on skin. It has 1% C-Fill, which is a marine exopolysaccharide with a visible skin redensifying, filling and tightening effect. It also has, wish me luck on this one, Potentilia Myabe callus extract, 1%. That did not go well. A powerful anti-aging active with antioxidant properties. Okay, so it's got a lot of good shit in it. It hydrates, plumps the skin, moisturizes, boom, boom, boom. Another favorite moisturizer is the Tarte Baba Balm moisturizer. I've purchased like a bajillion tubs of this throughout the years. It's made every skincare favorites list. I can't stop reaching for it. So one pump is just enough for your face, but I won't do a full pump. I love that because it's super hygienic. You're not digging your fingers into jars of cream. And now that I have press-on nails, these are Olive and June, I don't like to dig my fingers into things because now I have long nails and it's hard. So I love this pump. I love that it's hygienic. And because it's an airtight pump, it keeps all the ingredients stable. This is an incredible moisturizer. Everybody is sleeping on it. I've never heard anyone talk about Tarte Baba Balm, but it is fucking fantastic. So let me tell you a little story about this moisturizer. My lovely boyfriend, John, has been trying to improve his skincare routine, and he started noticing in Florida that his skin was having a moment. It was dry and flaky and peeling. His eczema breakout happened again under his eye, which really sucks and like ruins his self-confidence. Turns out he had been using a cleanser as a moisturizer and he didn't realize it. He was using a La Roche-Posay cleanser that looked the same as their moisturizer. And so no wonder for a week his skin looked like dog shit. But what I did was I put a couple pumps of the Tarte Baba Balm moisturizer and I put it all over his face where he was just peeling and cracking and freaking out. I let it sit for like an hour and then tissued off the rest and his skin looked like brand new. So the website says Tarte Baba Balm, this is $39 by the way. They say it has babasu, which is where the name comes from, which nourishes, moisturizes, and soothes. It has avocado. that soothes and moisturizes as well with vitamins A, B1, B2, D, and E. Green tea helps neutralize free radicals, boost hydration, and fight the signs of sun damage. Also, if you've wanted to try this, but you don't want to spend $39 on a cream, they have a mini version, I think for like $18 or $20 off the top of my head. And that's what I use when I travel. So if you want to try this, but don't want to buy the full size, check out Sephora. They have a mini size. My second most repurchased product of the year is the Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Hydrating Ceramide Moisturizer. The price of this pisses me off and the packaging pisses me off. Why do we need this thick ass wooden lid? Why do we need this super thick, heavy glass packaging? I hate the packaging. It drives me nuts. But I love the product. It's my favorite moisturizer. So this is ultra rich. It feels and looks exactly the same way a body butter does. A super thick face butter, basically. There is not a day when my skin doesn't want this. It has the most magical honey scent, and since it feels like a face butter but smells like honey, it makes me want to eat honey butter, which makes me think of cornbread. So every time I put this on my face, I'm like, cornbread, like cornbread muffins and honey butter. But anyways, I find it incredibly soothing. It is so rich, but not in a way that feels heavy on my skin at all. It's like a whipped cloud, but a butter at the same time. I don't know how they do it, but unlike the Tarte Baba Balm that leaves this like dewy sheen on your face and feels like thick and occlusive, this feels thick and buttery, but it sets down and it doesn't leave that same dewiness that the Tarte one does. So if you need something that is like ultra rich, packed with ceramides to help repair your skin barrier, but you don't want something that looks like wet on your skin, go for the Honey Halo. So the website says it has buckwheat honey with propolis and royal jelly blend. Known for its soothing and humectant properties, the special honey blend provides skin-loving moisture and antioxidants. It has fig fruit extract and osmolytes that bind and restore moisture, leaving skin barrier looking plump and supple. It has potent ceramide blend that prevents moisture loss and replenishes the skin barrier. Now, the only thing I have a hard time with is the price. This container right here is $45 for quite a simple formula. When it comes to pharmacy products, I just feel like they're a little bit overpriced. So far, everything on my list I feel like is accurately priced, even the more expensive ones. $35 would have made more sense for this, but that's neither here nor there. It's my favorite moisturizer. They have a mini size now that's $23, and luckily they have a jumbo size that's $68, but this one's $45. I run through this so fast. It is definitely my favorite moisturizer because it's somehow light enough for daytime, but rich enough for nighttime. It's soothing, and I just feel like in every situation, it's always the perfect moisturizer. You know, like sometimes the In Beauty one isn't heavy enough. Sometimes the Tarte one can just feel a little too sticky or look a little too dewy. Sometimes I love the Beauty Pie one, but I just want something that's more soothing rather than hydrating, and this is that. It just calms everything right down, and it's so moisturizing. Oh, it's just like what you want a moisturizer to do. One moisturizer that just blew everything out of the water and totally exceeded my expectations is this Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair Serum Moisturizer. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I've debated this for quite a long time. I would put it in my cart in my Shop With Me Sephora videos, and I would always remove it because I thought $88 for a moisturizer was insane. But you know what? Hell, I would pay $88, $98, I'd pay $108 for this shit. Here's what the website says. The Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair Serum Moisturizer has Japanese indigo extract, which visibly soothes and restores irritated skin from redness to dry patches. It has hyaluronic acid and ceramides, hydrate and lock in moisture to help strengthen the skin barrier, and it has mondo grass root, balances the skin microbiome for healthy looking radiant skin. You know that whole trend with slugging where you lock in your moisturizer with like Vaseline or Aquaphor and that forms a seal? That's like a huge skincare trend in 2021 if you weren't aware of it. I don't like the feeling of Vaseline and Aquaphor on my face. I end up feeling like it's really sticky and it ends up kind of itching my face. I don't know, maybe I'm having like an allergic reaction to it. I have no idea. But This does exactly the same thing as that concept, but in a soothing moisturizer form. That's what it looks like. It is this absolutely, I like don't even want to take any out because it's just so good. It is this, oof, God, how do I even describe the texture? Thick silk. Like so silky, but like also kind of like aquaphor-y. Like it forms a seal on top of your moisturizers. I can just use this as my moisturizer and then I'm good to go. But what my issue is, as I'm advancing into my 30s, as I'm in a climate that's very cold right now, if I don't put something on my skin at night on top of my moisturizer to seal everything in, the next morning I wake up, my lines look deeper, my skin feels dry. So for me, putting some type of balm on my face to seal everything in is super important. But since I don't like the feeling of Aquaphor and Vaseline, this does that. This does everything it says it does. It's incredible. I wish I had bought it sooner because this would have solved a lot of my problems. So if you do your whole skincare routine and your skin looks and feels great, you go to bed, you wake up in the morning and your skin is like dry like paper, try putting something like this as the last step of your routine. Or if you just want to start with a cheaper option, start with Vaseline or Aquaphor or something like that. But this really blew me away. At the beginning of the video, I told you that like 50% of the time my skin was just completely fucked. And there was pretty much only one product in my routine on those days, and that was the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5 Soothing Therapeutic Multi-Purpose Cream. So while I've talked about all these products, literally half the year, like I was just using this at night for the most part. There were so many days in 2021 where my moisture barrier was so thrown off from all the products I was testing or where I was traveling, staying at hotels that had super fragrance laundry detergent that threw off my skin. I would just be able to do this. I would do a cleanser, this, sunscreen. That was it. Because for me, when my skin is super sensitized and I'm having a bad reaction, less is more. So, I could still be using a lot of those toners and hydrators and soothing serums, but really it just needed one product, and it was this. This is my most repurchased product. It's a tiny little bottle. It's only 1.35 ounces, which is why I run through this so quickly, but it's $15, so luckily it's not a crazy price. So this has shea butter, which is an emollient. It has vitamin B5, also known as panthenol, which helps to soothe the skin. It also has madecassoside, otherwise known as Centella asiatica, which is known for its soothing properties. It's a cult classic for a reason, but you don't want to just throw it all over your face with abandon. It is white. It looks like zinc oxide sunscreen. I will just put a little bit of this on my skin in a thin layer or just in the areas I need it. Sometimes if I feel at night like my skincare just was not locked in enough and I feel like things are sinking in and getting dry throughout the evening, I'll just take a little bit of this and I'll pop it under my eyes, or I'll pop it on the wrinkles, kind of in the same way you do a Vaseline or an Aquaphor or the Tatcha. Any kind of ointment that locks that moisture in so you don't have any of that water loss. And if you just use a thin layer, you don't have any white cast. This will forever be probably my most repurchased product. I go through so many tubes a year, it's insane. In terms of eye products, the only eye serum I really use is the Dr. Dennis Gross Ferulic and Retinol Triple Correction Eye Serum. I'm not gonna go on and on about this because they've reformulated this. They now have an advanced version. I don't know what the advanced version is, but I will try it out when I run out of this. But this is the eye serum. I use this every single night unless I'm using an exfoliating product on my face. And it is formulated for eyes, so it's gentle enough for daily use. Personally, I do need a separate retinol eye product formulated for eyes because my Epiduo Forte is way too strong for my eye area. So I use this instead. I really think that this has helped keep my fine lines under my eyes where they are. I've never noticed them getting deeper in about 5 years, and I think it's because of this. It hasn't gotten rid of the ones that are there. Seems like it just kind of stopped everything, which I'm cool with. The product I just fell in love with is the Shani Darden Intensive Eye Renewal Cream. This is my second bottle of the year. My friend Sierra sent this to me originally because she had a backup and I wanted to try it. So grateful to her because it's expensive. It's $68. I instantly fell head over heels in love with this. To be honest, I've always thought that eye creams are bullshit. And not that they're bullshit, but just that like if you have a great moisturizer, just use it under your eyes. I've never felt like any eye cream actually does anything different. But I eat my words on this one. This is fantastic. The Shani Darden Intensive Eye Renewal Cream has peptides, which promote healthy collagen and elasticity to visibly firm the eye area, silk tree extract, clinically shown to visibly lift eyelids and help fade dark circles, squalane, niacinamide, ceramides, hydrate, prevent moisture loss, and smooth the look of fine lines. Obviously, fantastic ingredients, but really what this is for me is it is such a rich, thick eye cream. I've just always found that like all eye creams, I'll put them on and they will be like completely gone by the morning. This one, when I put this on my under eyes, it is so rich and almost balm-like, almost like body butter-like, that it's really the only eye cream I've ever used that actually feels like it's still there in the morning. That's why I like it. I need something that is gonna lock everything in and prevent that water loss from happening, because that's one of the issues I struggle with the most. Okay, wow, this video is so long, I just had to touch up my blush. That is crazy. We're gonna move right along to sunscreens, and I'm gonna rip on through this because I'm gonna review all of these in a best mineral sunscreen video. But first up is my Dermatology Physical Tinted Moisturizer SPF 44 Universal Tint. This is $28 and it has 10% zinc oxide, 5.5% titanium dioxide, and it has a whole bunch of iron oxides. What I've really realized in 2021 was no matter what sunscreen I was using, I kept noticing my brown spots getting worse or just not seeing the improvement that I wanted with them. As I started looking into it further, a lot of people were talking about blue light and talking about the need for iron oxides in your sunscreens. And iron oxides is just that tint. And it can also come from foundation and concealer. Iron oxides are what give you that tint. Since I've switched to tinted sunscreens, I've seen a much better improvement in my skin. Not necessarily like eliminating brown spots, but I do notice my tone just looking a little bit more even versus when I was wearing non-tinted sunscreens. And it totally makes sense to me. I always felt like even if I was out in the sun all day, but if I was wearing foundation, I never noticed my brown spots getting worse. So if you are struggling with sunspots, dark spots, whatever, and you're not using foundation or tinted moisturizer or a tinted sunscreen, whether it's a chemical or a mineral sunscreen, try adding a tint into your routine and see if that helps you like it did for me. I'm just gonna show you the tint of every sunscreen and I'll keep them all on the back of my hand. This one's a little bit darker than my skin tone and it does seem to add a bit of coverage. The only thing is that this is very dewy, I would say. It's still lightweight and it's not dewy in like a thick zinc oxide way. It's not greasy, but it does definitely sort of make my T-zone get oily throughout the daytime. So if you have oily skin, I'd probably avoid this. Also, I don't know that that would be a universal tint. So let us know if the physical one is truly a universal tint because I'm a little bit skeptical about that. Next up, we have the Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense SPF 30. This is $35 and it has 13% zinc oxide with a blend of antioxidants, and it's also lightly tinted, so it has those iron oxides. This, on the other hand, sets down to a soft, matte finish. It's much thinner in texture than the Dermatology. The Paula's Choice eventually does set down. It feels like a soft matte finish. It's not like matte and tight and dry. It's comfortable. It's also my actual skin color, so the tint is perfect, whereas the Dermatology one does look like I'm wearing something on my face because it's a bit darker. This one is just my absolute perfect skincare tint. The thing is, there's something in the sunscreen where if my skin is sensitized, the Paula's Choice will make it sting a little bit. So I only use it on days when my skin is feeling good. But I love this because this is the sunscreen that looks best on camera. It's the sunscreen that looks best under makeup. It's super light. I just find anything dewy or glowy ends up making my face look greasy. But these days I have pretty dry and dehydrated skin, so I can't be reaching for a bunch of matte sunscreens. This is like that really nice texture that just feels comfortable. It makes my skin look its best because it sets down to that satin finish, has a tiny bit of coverage, it matches my face perfectly. It just is truly the one where if I'm on camera, I'm usually wearing the Paula's Choice. But on a day-to-day, if I'm not on camera, I go for the Dermatology because it's SPF 44, whereas Paula's Choice is only SPF 30. And in fact, the sunscreen that's kind of starting to take over the Paula's Choice is the KAITSENTME Face Moisture Lightly Tinted SPF 35. And here's why. I'm wearing this one on my face today. This is SPF 30. This is SPF 35. This is only 13% zinc oxide. This is 16%. So I get better protection with this. This sunscreen also is the exact same color as my skin. It's also lightly tinted, so it has some iron oxides. You know those kind of silicone primers or the exact texture of the Supergoop matte and poreless sunscreen? It's that. It's kind of that like, I mean, you can barely see it. It's like invisible, but it feels very like silicone slippery. So if you don't like that kind of silicone primer feeling, you probably won't like this. But it is not like a super uncomfortable slippery sunscreen. Like I've had a lot of silicone-y sunscreens that I just cannot use. I love this one. It actually feels moisturizing. I'm wearing it all over my face. I could not even tell that I was wearing sunscreen. It is completely invisible. KAITSENTME also claims that this is invisible in all skin tones. So if you have deep skin, please let us know if this truly is invisible so I can report back. But this also has the added benefit of ceramides, which is great for repairing your moisture barrier. And this is only $26. So if you're looking for a really good daily sunscreen that just blends into nothing, then I would give this KAITSENTME one a try. I mean, you can see on my hand, like it literally looks like nothing. Like, but I can feel it, but it looks like nothing. On days when my skin's a little extra dry, I will reach for the Kinship Self-Reflect Probiotic Moisturizing Sunscreen, Zinc Oxide, SPF 32. This is amazing because it has 22.4% zinc, which offers a really good amount of mineral protection. It also has a patented probiotic technology to support the skin barrier, which is great. I don't find that this leaves a white cast on me personally, although I know some of my friends with like medium to deep skin have to apply this in layers in order for it to be super sheer. But for the most part, I think this gets pretty good reviews for being super inclusive. That's the Kinship. We have Dermatology, Paula's Choice, KAITSENTME, and Kinship. And it's the thickest out of all four. And there's some like pearly light reflecting qualities, so it does add a bit of a glow to the skin and it feels really moisturizing. What I'll say though is I hate using this in the summertime because it's thick and it kind of makes me feel like my face is sweating. So I don't use this when it's humid, but when it's dry or wintertime, this is an absolute go-to for me. And the Kinship is also $26. We still have 3 categories left. This is insane. Okay, moving on to masks. Youth to the People, man. This is the Youth to the People Super Clay Purifying Clear Power Mask with niacinamide, kombucha, and BHA. This is the product I saw on Instagram the most in 2021, and I rolled my eyes at it every time I saw it. No hate. Like, my best friends in the skincare community posted about this, raved about this. But for me, my like spidey senses tingle a little bit when I see a product that is just talked about nonstop from people getting PR from the brand. And I was just kind of like, come on, you guys, it's a clay mask. Like, are we really going to keep talking about this? But I'm eating my words because this is without a doubt the best mask I've ever tried, the best clay mask I've ever tried. I don't want to live without it and I don't need another clay mask. So this is $36 and it has volcanic white and French green clays that absorb excess oils, pollution, and impurities while gently exfoliating. It also has 2% niacinamide that improves skin clarity and visibly tightens pores while supporting the skin's moisture barrier. It also has BHA that helps to visibly unclog and keep pores clear. This does exactly what it says. This is the mask where you see noticeable before and after results. I reach for this when I have breakouts. And it does seem to help my breakouts heal faster. But what's most interesting about it is that there is a noticeable difference in redness before and after using this mask. And that's what everyone talks about. Like, your skin just, it does look and feel smoother because it's got that BHA in it that exfoliates. I don't know if it's the niacinamide or what, but when my skin has like acne and it's breaking out and it's angry and it's red and my skin is stressed out, I take a bath and I wear this mask, and my skin, no matter what, will look better. Everyone was right about this. They were all right. Another product I am so sick of hearing about is this one from Youth to the People. And I don't mean that in a mean way. Like, I love that people found shit that works for them that they really love. And I'll be honest, this blew me away, and I was super skeptical about the brand because it's, for me on my feed, the most overly saturated on Instagram, combined with the fact that it's actually surprisingly expensive for what it is, kind of always turned me off a little bit. I am putting my foot in my mouth because this is incredible. This is the Youth to the People Yerba Mate Resurfacing Energy Facial Instant Microdermabrasion Enzyme Treatment. But it's $54. I'm not going to open this one yet because this is brand new, but I just want to show you. It's just this like very fine kind of like crystal feeling scrub. Has a little bit of chemical exfoliant, but it feels mostly like a physical scrub. So for me, the idea that just like a physical scrub is $54 is like such a fuck you. But wow, I was so wrong. So the website says the resurfacing energy facial has yerba mate and guayusa, I don't know. It's a highly caffeinated extracts, accelerate the formula performance for radiant skin in just one use. It has papaya and pineapple enzymes. Active enzymes break down the dead skin cells to smooth skin texture. It has bamboo and diatomaceous earth, sustainable physical micro exfoliants, resurface skin texture. I don't know what it is, y'all. I don't know what it is. It just feels like a scrub. But when I take it off, it is not irritating. It doesn't make my skin feel sensitized or red or sting or anything like scrubs or chemical exfoliants do. I wash this off and my skin feels like a baby's ass. I never thought I could do physical exfoliants again because of how sensitive my skin is. I don't know why this is $54 for such a tiny bottle that seems like very basic, but you know what? It works. And it makes my skin look and feel really good. Lastly, in the mask category, Dermatology sent me this pumpkin enzyme mask that exfoliates and hydrates. This is the mask I reach for when I want to just pamper myself a little bit. So first of all, you open it up and it looks like a rich cream with a bunch of jojoba beads. Oh my God, it smells like pumpkin spice cake. The pumpkin enzyme mask has pumpkin enzymes, which are rich in antioxidants and nutrients and helps gently exfoliate. It has jojoba beads, which are full of nutrients and antioxidants. It nourishes and protects skin. And it has kaolin, a gentle exfoliant that minimizes the appearance of pore size, improves oil control, and soothes irritated or inflamed skin. This is $35 for 6 ounces, and I just use this when I want to like plump up my skin a bit. I feel like it really does what it says. I feel like it just does a lot of things at once, and it smells so good and it feels so nourishing and rich while also exfoliating and adding hydration and all of that. So this is just like a luxury feeling mask on my skin. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful mask. 2 more categories: pimple products and lips. Nothing treats breakouts like patches do for me. The miracle ones to me are the Zit Sticka ones. These come in single-use packaging, which I think is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. The pack of just a few of these is $29, which is insane. But I did see on Amazon that it looks like they come in like a big pack of these now in not single-use wrapping. So I think they may have improved that situation. These are incredible. So basically, you put one of these patches on a zit, and overnight, I'll put them on ones that are like red and like really raised, but don't have any type of whitehead. Like those are the most annoying pimples. What this does is overnight, it brings that pimple to a whitehead. And then I squeeze it, I sanitize it, and then I pop on a hydrocolloid patch. I will put this on those really stubborn ones that are just like raised and red and not whiteheads. I'll put it on the next morning. It's flatter, but it also comes to a whitehead. When I squeeze it, I'll sanitize it, and then I put on just any kind of hydrocolloid colloid. I'm definitely saying that wrong. These are the COSRX ones, but you can buy any from any brand and they'll all do the same thing. If I've just popped a pimple, I'll put the hydrocolloid patch on and it is just flat within a few hours. So these two combined take the life cycle of a pimple from what would normally be like 6 days for me down to 3, which I think is incredible. The last product of my skincare favorites of 2021. What do you think it's gonna be for lips? Yes, it's the Fit Glow Night Lip Serum. You got it. If you're new here, this is $48 and you're like, oh, what? For a lip balm? Just trust me, it's not like just a lip balm. So I'll tell you why. This has organic pomegranate sterols that penetrate the lips and hold double its weight in water to increase hydration, improve moisture barrier function, and enhance lip fullness. It has vegetable collagen, which is fundamental to maintaining its structure, firmness, and plumpness in the skin. It has organic beet extract, which improves lip circulation to promote detoxification. I don't know that that's possible, but whatever. And plumpness. Organic plump. The natural plumping effect occurs due to a combination of organic phospholipids from bioferment extracts that naturally plump the lips without irritation. So this isn't just like a Vaseline. Yeah, it's $48, but what this does is it basically forms like a gel-like, cloud-like, cushiony, plushious seal over your lips. Oh God, it feels so good. I love that it's a liquid and it comes with an applicator. I'm sick of having to put my fingers in jars of lip balm now that I have press-on nails and I know what it's like to have long nails for once. I'm like, how have people been doing this their whole lives? So I love that it has a doe foot applicator. Smells like this nice kind of earthy vanilla. And I think that this does everything that it says it does. It is fantastic. I've gone through, I don't know, at this point, 8 bottles. Or at least I have owned at least 8 bottles in my car, at my desk, in my nightstand, in my purse, in several purses. You will not catch me anywhere without one of these on hand. It is my ultimate favorite lip balm. Can't live without it, cannot live without it. All I want is for Fit Glow to come out with a version with sunscreen. Holy shit, that's it. That was a lot. If you feel inspired to make a purchase, I would love if you could use my affiliate links in the description box below. I always have links to products there. And sometimes if it's an affiliate link, I'll get a little bit of a kickback. It helps support my channel. So thank you in advance if you do that. If you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe and I'll see you next time.